Hello, Richard. How you doing?
I'm not bad, Wilksy. A little hungover, but I can't complain.
Oh, why is that?
Well, it was my cousin's 40th this past weekend, so I went away and yeah, it was just a bit loose, just a lot to drink and enjoyed the England game.
He says, "Do I not drink?"
Did you enjoy it?
Um, I enjoyed the outcome. I
Yeah,
did.
indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. It's hard to watch, isn't it? But I think there were signs that were a bit better. If there's something to look for positives, and we've got very good at penalties, which suddenly Gary Neville has decided it's not about luck. When we're good at it, it's like there is a skill there.
Yeah, well, it isn't a lottery. That's just a fact, and yeah, we are good at those. I was backing everyone who stepped up. To be honest, everyone that stepped up, I was like, yeah, seen them do this before. This is all good. The only one was Trent. I think he's taken at least one in a shootout for Liverpool, but I was my kind of knowledge on it was a little more hazy. But I fancied him, and yeah, they did the business. There were signs of it being a little bit better. We had a good start. I thought the first half was quite positive. The changes were minimal, really. There's just a bit of a slight shift. I still found it surprising that Trippier was on the left and Saka on the right, but we started out okay, and then we kind of let Switzerland back in, really, didn't we?
It was scary when we got the equaliser. You kind of thought we'd push on, and we did for a bit, and then suddenly it was kind of like blow the final whistle, like because Switzerland were getting back into it, and we've got
Yeah,
a point later that I'm going to bring up later. But late to the party, Luke Shaw suddenly decides to turn up.
here he is. I yeah, that was well, I suppose we talked about it. If you can't use him for the last 16, he's not going to start the quarter final. Didn't, and I didn't really expect him to come on in the end. I just thought, why? What use is his introduction? He did okay. I mean,
Well,
he's not played
he
football
was
for
very
months, so
much. The commentators were like, "He's everywhere," and he's like, "Well, he is a left wing back."
yeah, and he's fresh legs, and that is his job. But
He was very much the party guest that turns up really late, and everyone gives him the over the top reaction because they've had a few drinks, and they're like, "Luke's here, let's go excited." You're like, "I've been here since 12, mate."
yeah, I deserve all the credit as well. Yeah,
Mm,
I mean, it was nice to see him. Always nice to
mm.
see him, but cool ahead next time.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not going to call
he did fine. It was fine. I was it. We need that balance. Hopefully, if he is fit, he can start the semi-final now. That's my hope. If he feels good and Southgate's trusting that, because it will offer a little bit of better balance for us, especially with Saka staying on that right hand side. And it was Saka's best game for us
Yeah.
this tournament. I thought he was our best player, and I thought he really came alive. And funnily enough, the equaliser got spoiled. So there was a bit of a confusion about Bellingham coming off and the substitution that was
Yes.
made.
Yeah.
So we were watching on iPlayer, so it's obviously on a slight delay to the
Oh, that
TV.
40-second delay.
Honestly, and someone turns and said, "What were the subs in the end?" And I was a bit confused. I was like, "What? Yeah, what have we changed? Who's changed for who?" So I pick up the phone, look, it's 1-1. I downplayed. I didn't say anything,
Yeah. Right.
but it's such a weird feeling. Sat there going, "Oh my god." You want to scream and shout. You want to. It's just like this kind of right. Here we go. Here we go. Goes out to the right from Rice into Saka. Cuts in. Whack. And then you kind of join in the celebration. But for me, it was slightly muted.
So did you fake it then? Did you fake
No,
it?
I did. No, I didn't really celebrate. Honestly, I didn't really celebrate.
I think I might have faked it just because
I get no. And then I said I actually knew, and they all sort of laughed. And I said, "You asked me about the sub," so I looked it up. So yeah, that spoiled it slightly, but no, delighted. And I thought it was a really, really good goal, a really good strike. And Jan Sommer actually spoils it slightly by not diving. He
yes.
makes it look like it takes a deflection or something went wrong, but it's actually a really clean strike into the bottom corner, in off the post. And yeah, good goal. And just again, relief. It's that relief like with the Bellingham goal. Not quite to the same extent because it wasn't as late, but yeah, just I really was worried.
Oh, I just like is Southgate the luckiest manager going, I know you've got something on this later, but I think it's the moments we're forgetting. That Shaqiri corner,
Shakira.
hit the crossbar, and I thought about it later, and I'm just like, and then you think in Slovakian game when you had Walker and that missed pass that almost saw Pickford get lobbed, and you're thinking these are the moments that become hate figures when those goals go in. And I thought, like, with Pickford from that corner, it's like the stick that Seaman got for being lobbed from Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
You know, did he mean it? Did he not? And all that. You're thinking this could have been times 10 that.
Yeah, it would have been. Malinovsky tried it for Ukraine earlier in the tournament and nearly caught the keeper. I think he hit the bar. And I think Shaqiri's looked at it and thought Pickford's slightly advanced towards more of the 6-yard box. And very lucky moment.
Pickford's reaction.
He gave him one of them, didn't he? You know, you're cheeky, but you can't
have to get up a lot more early if you want to get me.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. It's like, well, you are very, very lucky, son. But funny moment. I thought John Stone should have done better on the Switzerland goal when Bolo's finished, took a slight deflection off his
should have,
off his toe. But I felt like he got flat-footed. I feel like he ended up shifting his weight to his right and not being able to use his left foot to cover, because he's actually positioned really well to stop the cross going to the back post. And he just, I don't know whether he loses concentration. I think he should just do a little bit better. And worrying times, because it was a scrappy goal and you think, oh, is this how we're going out? And
Then here's a question for you. So that performance against Switzerland, say we do that performance in the group stages, what are people saying? Are people content with that, or are they still going, oh, we're a bit under par there?
We've just lost 2 games in a row on XG now. So the fair score is saying that Slovakia and Switzerland should have beaten us. And that's not good. We talked about underlying numbers before and the fact that we're not actually scoring many goals, and there's not actually really optimism in terms of what we're creating and the numbers there. So, a bit worrying, to be honest. And no, I don't think that would have been an accepted performance in the group, really. Do you?
No, that's sort of the point I was sort of making without... Well, I am being negative on it, but I am very happy that we are at the semi-finals. And
of course, delighted.
I feel like if you're a neutral in this tournament, we are stinking the place out, and our performances are sort of so below par that you'll be questioning it. You know, Euro 2024, where does this rank? Is this a good tournament? Is this a poor tournament? France also helping in that as well. Or
France
stinking the place out.
Yeah, there's two of the favourites that are they're not playing well and getting through. France, we'll come on to them. Their numbers are a lot better. They've actually been a bit unlucky. How are you finding the tournament? There has been a bit of a narrative turning up in terms of what this has been offering up.
Well, it started very well. The group stages were great, but this is business time now. This is where it does get serious, and you can't really judge it until we know what the ending is.
But as you say, it's business time now, and
who's responsible?
Winning tournaments and knowing how to do that can be a bit boring. We keep repeating this point, but it is true. I mean, we have had some good goals, some really good, exciting games as well, and we've had a few records broken. We've had fastest goal ever at Euros, fastest goal in a knockout, I believe.
Germany-Scotland was the highest opening game, wasn't it?
Yeah, there you go. We're probably just missing sort of a goal from Lamine Yamal to be the youngest ever goal scorer at Euros, and that would sort of almost complete a set. But no, I get it. There have been some cagey games, and there have been big teams, England and France namely, who haven't entertained, and that is what a lot of people are looking for. But no, I've quite enjoyed it.
Shall we talk about the other teams now?
Well, let's actually just touch on. I want balance and fairness. We must talk about Harry Kane. Okay, I have laid into Cristiano Ronaldo, and we can do that some more if you really want. But for balance, Harry Kane has offered very little more than Ronaldo, certainly in terms of being involved in his overall sort of play. He's scored a couple of goals, so let's give him credit.
And he's not taking free kicks.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Ronaldo just on absolutely everything. Yeah, no, there's not a selfish kind of one-man team Superman show going on. But He should have been off at probably the hour mark, as far as I'm concerned. And I was surprised he stayed on as long as he did. But then I was possibly more surprised that he came off when he did in extra time, knowing that you've only got to hang on a little bit longer now for penalties, and he's going to be one of your penalty takers. But I just think he looks a bit lifeless, don't you?
I think he's injured. When I saw that he had back
Yeah.
problems, I know he said, he goes, I'm feeling fit, I'm match fit, but he would say that. He's not going to go, I've got a niggle. They don't. We'll find out later when the tournament's done.
I feel like which England or tournament has there been with Kane where he hasn't had an injury going in, or a suggestion of an injury, or he's come back from one from a few months ago? It's a shame because I just don't think he's going to leave Kane out, but I do think there's a possibility he should be. I mean, yeah, some strange moments in the game. I thought Fabian Schär was lucky to stay on the pitch. Another case, I think, where the opposition possibly should have been down to 10 men. I mean, he hacks down Palmer in extra time. He's already on a yellow card, and actually, in many ways, that's one moment where I want Harry Kane getting after the ref and
he is
being
captain.
a captain and asking the questions. But obviously, Kane's obviously nowhere near the ref because the referee actually is match fit. So, but in all seriousness, Kane. He doesn't look sharp, and I wouldn't be unhappy if he doesn't start the semi-final, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't drop him just because it's too dramatic for me. I can't deal with that sort of stuff at this stage.
But do you not think that if you had a more mobile Ivan Toney doing a similar thing, or Ollie Watkins who will stretch and go behind, then bring Kane on? That is an unbelievable option to have.
So let's talk about the Dutch.
There are only two things I can't stand in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
What?
Happy with that. I think we can do the Dutch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's another of these things with the draw opening up for England. We've talked about it before. Let's get the graphic up because they're all the four Gareth Southgate tournaments. I mean, the last 16 games that we've had have actually been fairly respectable. In Colombia in 2018, Germany, Senegal 2022, and then Slovakia recently. But the quarter-final games to get to a semi-final, you've never, like Sweden and Ukraine and Switzerland to be in a semi-final. We'd have, bitten your hand off for some of that 20 years ago, and we had a really good squad around then. And then having to beat Denmark and Croatia and respectfully Netherlands as well to get to a final is the kind of draw that you want when you're avoiding all of the favourites. So a really nice run for us. And in terms of Netherlands, yeah, we have to be thinking that we can get past them.
We were talking about this before, but which Dutch players are getting into the England team?
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk.
Nathan Ake.
Yeah. And then, De Jong if he was fit.
Yeah.
But I look at that front line and they're decent. Gakpo is good. He would definitely...
Gakpo is good. And
there.
Gakpo has been performing at this tournament. So you might make a case to say you could get him a position on the left wing, that problem position again for England. No one's talking about the problem position for England again. But yeah, you could maybe get him in there. But there aren't many. No, there aren't. But this has been our problem, though. On paper, our team looks fantastic. Not functioning as well as it should be.
Can I tell you something? I really dislike Memphis Depay. He's so...
Tell me why.
He's just basic, isn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a sweatband. No, it's not just a sweatband. It was the back tattoos. He was always...
It's the low socks as well, the barely wearing shin pads.
He is like, you've created him on pro clubs.
How about you? You crazy Dutch bastard.
He's a strange player. He's very skillful, but he flatters to deceive, I think. I think I said that on the last pod, to be fair. I hope that doesn't come back and bite us, but I don't fear him. He doesn't concern me. You know, something funny though, with those quarterfinals, every single winner of their quarterfinal lost the game on XG. We've got the numbers there. And actually, reasonably convincingly, but for sort of Netherlands to Turkey, that's fairly close at 0.9 to 1.3. But you see Spain are 0.7 out from Germany, and England have been beaten by Switzerland, as mentioned, and Portugal deserve to go through in that one and no goals. So you know, these teams that went out can feel unlucky, and there's some luck going on with a few of these teams. We're saying about being boring, but luck has been on England and France's side, but all four.
I agree. Yeah, that's an interesting stat. But I guess if you're chasing the game to try and stay in the competition, you're going to create more. Well, you hope you to create more chances.
Yeah,
and there were so many good. Turkey. Oh god, they had so many close chances. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Game state is really important. So if you have the lead, then yeah, you're less likely to commit and go and create chances. There might be late chances, but nonetheless, it's still showing that you've been opened up. And certainly in the France to Portugal game, that finished 0-0. So can't be said there particularly. But no, you are right.
Oh, we haven't spoken about your beloved Germany, the host.
Well, wasn't I tipping Spain for this tournament?
Well, the last pod you went for Germany because
I've been firmly on Germany. Yeah, disappointed. And I thought when they brought the game back that here's maybe the luck that the hosts need. I know we've said, had the better of the XG, but just, to get back into it quite late on. And I thought, well, here it is. They can maybe go and sneak this now against what has been a pretty well fancied and an organised Spain team. So, yeah, but wasn't to be. And I was, disappointed, mildly disappointed, probably just on the back of the fact that I tipped them. So, but
no, you don't want to see the hosts go out because
no,
the party's over.
Semi-finals is a really good time for the hosts to go out.
Yeah.
Obviously losing in the final that just feels like you're rubbing it in with them. But I think quarterfinal maybe, but semi-finals is a good time. But yeah, I think Spain are going to be really difficult to stop. So I thought that one was going to be even. You tipped Spain, I went Germany, but as said before, I thought it was going to be close, and so it proved. Although Carvajal won't be playing in that semi-final.
Yes, yeah.
For his red card for absolute GBH at the end, there was good to see.
They're dirty, Spain. You do forget some of these teams. They just know how to manage a game, and they do that pack thing where they get so many people kicking at the same time. You don't know who to book.
Yeah,
they take in turns. I noticed Portugal were doing it against France as well.
Yeah,
and
clever.
It is. We don't have that gamesmanship. We don't. It's not even because we are good guys or anything. We're just not clever enough. And we also say goodbye to Cristiano.
Oh, there he goes. The end of his international career. Possibly, maybe, probably not. He'll surely have hopes to go in 2 years, but I can't see how he could possibly make that. It was not quite the theatrics against France, but it was a lot of the same, I thought, in terms of the performance.
It's
you start another thinking, 120 minutes.
I know. You start thinking, is like, are you financing the Portuguese FA here or something going on? Like, and people say he's very charismatic and he's great to have in the dressing room, but when that camera's on him, you don't see him, hugging the younger ones, saying, "Don't worry." He's there on his own, in his own world, saying, "Poor me." It's not
Diogo Dalot having to comfort him. And
although he is good comforter, he is the best cheerleader you'll ever get, Dalot.
He is Ronaldo's official cheerleader. I think he's at that tournament just to look after Ronaldo.
He might be, just to keep his morale. So it is semi-final time. Got Spain versus France. Who do you think's winning that?
Well, we have a look at those underlying numbers again. The disparity between goals scored. I mean, Spain have got 11 goals to France's 3. However, on the XG, France at 7.7 goals for XG it's a big number, and to have missed out on nearly 5 goals is pretty unlucky. So I wonder if this is their moment where they really kick in, because they are creating the chances. They're just not taking them. They've been very, very wasteful.
But if you compare who they played to who Spain have played, Spain in a group of death and just played Germany.
Yeah.
Portugal
Yeah,
I
of
did against
course.
France.
That is fair, but France should have still just done a little bit better. And they've only let in one goal somehow. They should have let in more, as the numbers are telling us there. But yeah, that's going to be a difficult one. I thought France-Portugal was going to be, I said go for the unders on that, and it was 0-0. And I think we might be in for more of the same. To repeat your point, Didier Deschamps is a boring manager. And I think France will want to keep it tight again. I think for them, it's going to be a case of can Mbappe turn up and can he do something? I messaged my French friend Alex. Hello, Alex. Just as it was going to penalties, she's always absolutely sort of on it when I'm messaging these situations. Said, you know, are you bricking it here? Got nothing back, and the following day she said she's had a baby early, so that was an eventful evening for her. So, but apparently a good luck charm, and
she was bricking it.
Yeah, bricking it in a different way.
Yeah.
But yeah, France got through on penalties. Can they go one more? I think really the logical call here is Spain. What do you think?
Hang on, did she text you back the next day?
Yeah, the following day, yeah.
She
Not
is
bad.
on it, yeah.
Yeah, not bad, yeah. And she was delighted that France won and still wanted to talk football, but yeah, not bad, eh?
Did you say congratulations, or you just got what you wanted and then thought sorted?
Was I supposed to say congratulations? Like, we just wanted to talk about football. I thought, no, of course, I was very congratulatory and yeah, wonderful news, of course.
Yes, okay. Sorry, I just had to process that conversation there. What were you saying?
Well, I was just seeing which way you were going in terms of Spain, France.
Should be Spain, but you know when something's too good, they just suddenly it just happens, and then you go, oh yeah, always, you know, and then you suddenly see a France-England final and forget how good Spain were.
Yeah, well, I thought Spain were the best team at Euro 2020, and they went out on penalties to Italy in the semis.
Yeah,
and I was happy about that because I thought rather play Italy than Spain. We don't need to go into that, but Spain have looked the best team. I think France might just shithouse their way to this whole thing.
That's kind of like. Oh, do I say that? Yeah, I'm going to stay with France because of that idea of the shithouse.
I am just going to give it to France, which feels wrong, but that is the way I'm going to go.
But they shouldn't, but they will.
No.
Okay, and then I've already said I'm England over Netherlands. What about you?
Yeah, it's got to be England over Netherlands. There's those numbers. Netherlands better for goals scored, 9 to our 5, 7.3 to our 4.5 XG. I just think we've got better players. I said this for Switzerland. There was no real better logic than that in terms of that prediction, and I do think we can do this and ease past. It won't be an easy game. They're not a powerhouse these days, but clearly they're very good and good enough. But yeah, I'll just about give it England.
I've said this for the last few rounds, is that there's no surprises with us. Because, you know, if we get beaten, it's like, yeah, we're not playing well. If we win, it's like, oh, we finally turned it on. I don't know. Is there a situation that would be really surprising?
A result either way, certainly not.
What happens if England go out, Richard? Are we still doing this pod?
No.
England go out, we don't cover the rest of the tournament.
This might be our last podcast, I would say. No, I'm kidding. We've got to. I think we might be very depressed come recording after the semi-final, but yeah, we'll be looking after everyone. Don't worry about that.
After the game, I felt flat. The colour of the England shirts.
Please leave your message after Gladys Knight and the...
Can't even beat the Swiss. My God, we're going to murder you!
I had no plans for the evening, or indeed for the rest of my life.